Hi, I'm Michael Colt from the Human Rights Campaign. When the country found out that Sarah Palin was going to be the Republican vice presidential nominee, the country had a lot of questions about who she was and where she was from, as did LGBT people. So we're on our way to Alaska to find those LGBT people and see what life is like for them and what they think about Sarah Palin. To be honest, I didn't expect to find many gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender people in Wasilla, but we met dozens in the small town. Unfortunately, many were afraid to be on camera.
Primarily because of this vice presidential nomination. And I teach 400 plus children, every kiddo that goes to my school. And all it takes is one family to make life very difficult.
What people told me is that Wasilla wasn't always like this. The two powerful churches that Sarah Palin has belonged to turned their fundamentalist ideology into a political mission, and life changed here.
Sarah was a member of the Assembly of God Church in Wasilla, which are pretty much the most fundamentalist anti-gay groups in Alaska.
They became very politically active, and Sarah was a part of that movement.
There was a huge influence of religion, and that's really across the state. In Wasilla, in terms of Sarah Palin, I know that she put a lot of people in position who are associated with her church.
Certainly we have religious freedom in this country, thank goodness, but it seemed oftentimes that her religious values intersected oftentimes with her role in the state and her role as mayor.
In the scandal over banning books at the town library, the right wing started exerting their newfound power.
When Sarah became mayor, the way she tells the story, she was just asking rhetorical questions of the library about censorship. But this was while the church was actively picketing to have several gay children's books removed from the shelves. Pastor I Am Gay was one of the books that the Assembly of God Church wanted to get off the shelves and lock up, and that Sarah Palin wanted to get off the shelves and lock up.
When we put them in the Wasilla Library, the first two copies just disappeared. And so we put more in, and we know that on 3 occasions she talked to the librarian about removing certain books.
For the folks I met, the thing that scares them most are the infamous ex-gay ministries.
You know, she comes from a religious ideology and a church organization that supports conversion therapy or reparative therapy. And as a therapist, the thought of someone at that high a level who supports that is terrifying.
Her church was one of the sponsors of a recent conference in Anchorage about changing homosexuals to heterosexuals through prayer. I have a lot of friends who have gone through the torture of change programs. They're awful, they're cruel.
I pray about that a lot because her concept of, quote, family values, unquote, is just so anathema to the idea that gay and lesbian people have a right to exist, that we have a right to live as decent, common folks.
Despite all of this, Sarah Palin has said she has gay friends.
I know there have been rumors that, she has gay friends here and is gay friendly, and certainly I don't know all of the roughly 18,000 that we know of gay people in the state, but the people I know don't call her a friend.
I think we need to be a community. We need to be, united in this. Have to just put our foot down and say we're not going to accept it. We're not going to accept being marginalized or made second-class people.
That's my experience of her as a mayor. She does the same thing as a governor for the state, and it scares the crap out of me what might happen if she becomes the vice president. Because she'll do it to the country. I mean, I think she's worse than Dick Cheney and a better shot.
I'm coming out against Sarah Palin.
I am coming out against Sarah Palin.
I'm coming out against Sarah Palin.
I am as opposed to the election of Sarah Palin as a person can be.
It's up to all of us to come out against Sarah Palin. Get informed and get involved at hrc.org/year-to-win.